Good morning and welcome. My name is Adam Redding. I'm the sales director for North American Rescue Simulation. We're based out of LaGrange, Kentucky. Today I'm here at the Blue Line Canine Conference here in St. Louis, and I'm here with my canine trauma simulator. For now, his name is Rocky. That is an unofficial name as of a few weeks ago. Rocky is designed as a point of injury care simulator that replicates common emergencies that working animals may encounter. We have a multitude of different interchangeable limbs that come with the package. Many of them bleed. There's an onboard bleeding reservoir inside the simulator. As you can see from the rib cage expansion here, we have the capability of mimicking the dog breathing. We also have the capability of the dog whining and barking. And this allows for a multitude of medical interventions to be provided. Everything from the very basic, simple bleeding control to advanced airway management, needle decompression, IV access, and also intraosseous access as well. The canine weighs approximately 63 pounds, which mimics the common weight of a working dog and size. We've spent special attention on the articulation of the limbs to ensure accuracy and realism of an actual canine. Everything on the canine is operated by our wirelessly operated tablet. This is a mil-spec rated tablet for humidity, operating temperatures, and a variety of other things that makes this the most durable tablet for our application on the market. We believe in taking training outside of the classroom in the environment that working dogs and their handlers are going to be operating in. That's where the accidents are going to occur, and that's where this medical training and skill acquisition needs to be perfected. From the tablet, I can operate up to several hundred yards away. All of the features of the dog, the whining that you heard earlier, the chest excursion and breathing, different breathing rates, the ability to control one lung versus another lung to replicate blunt trauma or a collapsed lung, bleeding from multiple sites. This particular site is an open laceration with a lot of tissue damage and exposed bone. This injury down on his lower limb is a full amputation. The bleeding rate and control is all controlled from the tablet. We also have the capability in the software of entering in student performance evaluation sheets so that while a student is learning, we can actually score performance on the same tablet that we're operating the simulator from. That being said, I'd like to demonstrate what the lower bleeding capacity looks like on the leg. From the tablet, I simply touch the bleeding on lower section, and we start to see a really nice arterial bleed. Note that it's pulsatile. Pulsatile bleeding is indicative of an arterial bleed. So an amputation like this is indicative of a need for a tourniquet, a hasty tourniquet, a tourniquet designed for a canine, whatever you can to stop that bleeding. The upper extremity up here is not quite as deep, but it does bleed rather profusely. Let me give you a demonstration of this. I'm actually going to let it bleed for just a few seconds and then cover my hand over it because it sprays very well. The thing is with small arteries, when they're severed, there's a lot of pressure behind them. And with that, a lot volume of pressure that's behind that, you tend to see some pretty dramatic bleeding effects. A leg down here, that's his femoral artery. So it's a big artery. These smaller arteries that are feeding blood supply to the upper extremities before they bifurcate out tend to bleed rather extensively. Here's a good example of upper bleeding. This would need immediate bandage over the top of it to help control the bleeding. Now, the biggest thing about this is we've got an operating end of an animal right here that is really going to be upset. He's hurt, and the handler needs to know how to apply a hasty muzzle, traditional muzzle, and also those other first responders that may be responding in case the handler is also injured. How do they effectively manage this dog in a controlled environment where they can learn the lessons of properly applying a muzzle, whether a traditional muzzle or what we call a hasty muzzle, so to avoid their injury or more injury to the animal at that point. So the capacity of the dog allows people from the very basic elementary, hey, I'm a street cop, we do have canine forces on our squads, and we all need to know how to manage these injuries. Hesitation is the largest and most profound impact on the success or failure of an injury or an incident like this. Why? If they don't know what to do, if they've not trained effectively, and if they're not properly equipped, it's a matter of time before something happens. And unfortunately, many handlers suffer from a lot of guilt because they didn't know what to do and they weren't properly equipped. North American Rescue Simulation, what we do is we bring the realism to the field with the durability that's expected in the environment that our operators and our canine working dogs are working in. For more information, you can contact us directly at North American Rescue Simulation. Our web address is www.nar-simulation.com. That's nar-simulation.com. Or we can be reached directly at area code 813-997-0254. I'm the sales director. My name's Adam Redding, and that is my cell number. Please feel free to reach out for any questions.